Music is made for love. Cruising is made for love. I love it when we're cruising together. You're gonna fly away, baby, come my way. I love it, I love it, I love it, oh yeah. Hey, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. I thought I'd come in here stop over at the beef sector and see what's going on. And I see that Miss Cruiser is canceling her trip to Las Vegas. Please correct me if I'm incorrect, and we're not talking about the same Vegas trip that the rest of the people have been talking about for months now. And somebody, if you know when this trip takes place, let me know. So I'm going to be talking on my ass. I believe it's next week, but it could be this week. Y'all know? Let me know. Anyway, Kimberly White, hello. Alfreda Gross, It Z, the Sparkle Covington, Sandra, Cheryl Burnett, and Mocha Drop. Listen, ladies, people are starting to back out of this trip. It seems to me, well, I saw Miss Cruiser's video, right? And she started off by saying how people just do not cash. She feels like it's women not cash apping other women kind of thing. Men feel like, oh, they're not cash apping because I'm a man. But it's just the reality that people are just not playing this cash app game as heavy as they did when it was first introduced, correct? So she had a program, Send Me to Vegas, right? This is a woman, and don't think I'm trying to say anything negative about Miss Cruiser. She is certainly taking enough trips. She is taking more trips in a month than I have taken in my entire life, correct? So the issue is she says that people not cash apping her, and she has to cancel her plan to go to Vegas. Now, she gives a couple of other reasons also, but I think basically it comes down to people are not going to pay for this thing. I got to pay for it out of my pocket. I've already been to 3, 4, 5 trips in a row, right? And I'm not going to put myself through that. A lot of people have noticed that there was a time, which I think that the other team, we're going to, Miss Wilson team, thought that people were still going to be cash apping like they were 3, 4 years ago, correct? That's when she was really the premier beggar, that not Cruiser, Wilson. So I want to emphasize the difference. Now, Cruiser says, well, listen, people are not cash apping. I've got to pay for this out of pocket. It is an unnecessary trip. So she canceled it. Simple as that, right? She also refund all the people who cashed app her a little change for Vegas. She says she doesn't get many cash apps. Don't feel bad, baby, because most of them of us are not getting cash apps. I mean, nothing like it was before when it was introduced, right? First, they had the super chat. People went crazy with super chat, right? And then YouTube got so greedy that they want to go from taking a third of the super chat to taking half of it, or very close to half of it. So people stopped super chatting. Then they went to the Cash App. And for whatever reason, they're just not doing it like that. So she did the right thing. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Ooh. Y'all remember that from Empire? Tell the truth. Anyway. How y'all doing? So now Wilson backed out. He comes in with lies. Instead of just coming and saying that, listen, we begged for as much as we could in a 2-month period, and people wasn't kicking out their ass, so we're canceling the trip. Instead of coming on here with this bullshit, oh, Vivian's mama foot hurt. Oh, we can't go. I said, Vivian, what'd you say? You said something wrong with your mama. We canceled the trip then. We can't. All this happens in one day. Oh, Vivian, you're not feeling well. You're not feeling well. We had to cancel the trip. Ignoring the fact that just days before that, you said you didn't want to go to Las Vegas, correct? You didn't want to go to Las Vegas because you didn't want people to see that nobody was joining you there. There was only you, Vivian, and maybe 2 other people were going to be in Vegas. And since you could not raise the money for them to pay for your trip, Jay Wilson, you came on with a big old lie. You cannot help yourself. It would be so simple to say, well, listen, the funds didn't come in. I can't afford to be going to Vegas on a dime, on my own dime, right? So we're not going. We're canceling the trip. We don't have the participation. No, no, no. Big elaborate. You done threw this woman's mother under the bus, her mama, her daddy, our relatives, everybody's sick. All these reasons why you can't go to Vegas. But all the reasons he gave why he can't, what's wrong with Vivian, none of that should have affected your trip, correct? Jay Wilson, it's so much easier to just tell the truth. So that's what stuck out to me. This woman tell the truth, low participation, I'm not going, right? I'm refunding you whatever you sent me. Jay Wilson's approach, somebody's sick. Somebody's mama's sick. Somebody's cousin's sick. We got to cancel. We got to cancel. Well, that was a very fast decision, Jay Wilson. So it speaks to your character. That's why we don't trust a goddamn thing that comes out of your mouth. Correct? The same thing happened with this woman as happened to you, right? You expected the trip to be paid for. It didn't get paid for, so you're not going. So this is just advice to you, Jay Wilson. Just tell the truth. It is so much simpler to tell the truth. We don't got to gossip about Miss Cruiser. She told us what happened. Simple as that, right? Because she told the truth. It is when you come up with all these lies, Jay Wilson, all these lies about your education, all these lies about your employment or lack thereof, all these lies about your living situation, all these lies about the mortgage, about the church, all these lies and exaggerations. You cannot, or you just will not, or you refuse to tell the goddamn truth. I told you, you have so many characteristics of Donald Trump. You're the same kind of people. All you want to do is come on here and talk about people who you consider to be lesser than, right? You don't talk to that shit. Well, you tried it with me and you learned your lesson. You like to talk shit about people who you consider to be lesser than. I don't consider people greater and lesser than, but obviously you do by the business you choose to get into and the beefs you choose to get into. How y'all doing today? What's going on? That's Alfreda Gross. Hi, Sandra. We don't know why people, you guys are really in charge of this stuff, right? Some people, they don't come on because they're not getting cash apps. Well, when you make it all about money, you're probably not going to enjoy it for very long, right? If everything, I'm going to get a coin, I'm going to get coin. I'm getting money from it. I'm getting money from it. Oh, I don't care nothing about these people. I don't care nothing about these people. I'm getting a coin. I just want my, what you call it? My commercials is in. As long as all this bullshit, child. When you base your commentary on that, I mean, don't you see that people who have successful channels, they don't come on here talking about how much money they get. They just do their show. If they're successful, if they have people, I have people who are generous to me. I appreciate them greatly, but the majority don't do that. I personally don't do a lot of that, right? Because if I give away everything I get in, I don't get nothing. That's just it. We're not all in the same position. Some people are, and they can do that. And we're grateful that they do that. He couldn't say that, right? His dumb ass ego has to, we gave money back. We gave money back. How much money, Jay Wilson? We're still waiting on the answer, girl. Kamala Harris was in your state today. Cheryl Burnett, where you at? North Carolina? What, girl, she is hitting 2 and 3 cities a day. Honey, that's the way you write. How is Donald Trump competing with her? He won't even leave his house. And when he leaves his house, he goes to some other estate he has. I think Donald Trump still thinks that people are supposed to be impressed with the things that he has. People are not looking at the things you have, Donald Trump. They want to know, what have you done for me lately? Ooh, yeah. You ain't did shit. And when you get back into the White House, you're going to do worse, right? because they have nothing to hold against you, right? You can't run again, so you're going to do as much damage as possible to try to make it your way further into the history books. Well, you're already going to be in the history books, Donald Trump. You're going to be in the history books for being the worst president in United States history. I'm sorry, but you are laughable character. Everything comes out of your mouth. These commentators are able to come up with a new story, a new Donald Trump story every 15 minutes about something you said stupid the day before. Correct, Donald Trump? And I am not a fool. I know that's why you're not out there on the road, right? Because every time you open your mouth, you say something offensive or something that's plain old stupid. Correct? Now, obviously, Kamala and her running partner Tim, they are earning. They're earning that position. They're campaigning. They're convincing the people, right? They're getting out there. But they can't just put your ass out there, Donald Trump. You can't just read the teleprompter and shut the fuck up. Anyway, I got sidetracked. Yes, but I'm very proud that woman is doing an excellent job. Everything is lined up for Kamala Harris to be the next president of the United States. It is wonderful. Right? Not because she's a San Franciscan, by the way, or because she's a black woman, or because she's a woman. Although I do believe that it's time for them to have a woman in the White House. I do believe that. Other countries have got presidents and whatever they call their heads over there. Several countries do, and they do fine, honey. The time is right. I also like her policies. Maybe I'll buy me a little condo. She gave me 25 grand, honey. Kamala says she's going to fight for y'all to get 25,000 for your new house. Now, we know some of the snakes are going to try to raise the price 25,000, correct? But will they be successful with the whole government eye on them? Have you raised your price in the last 12 months? It could work, right? It's getting nearly impossible. Now, we always known it's always been nearly impossible to buy a house in California, New York City, some of the big cities. Is very hard to buy a house. It's just so expensive, right? But now it's all over the country. All over the country, honey. Rents are high everywhere, even in small towns. So she's on the right track. And the food prices, she's right to focus on that. Every time I go into Safeway, I go in with fear and trembling, honey. What you gonna do for me now? I just went in there a few minutes ago. I went to pick up my medication and come out $98, right? Somebody told me, Timothy, stop pushing those carts around. You need to carry the little basket. That way you can only fit so much in there, girl. I said, but damn, I didn't even buy nothing, child. My cleaning supplies. So y'all should be very happy with Kamala. She's doing an excellent job for history. And the time is right for her. And I liked her running mate too. He's a lockable guy. This other fool with Trump, all his ideas. Why in the world would you want to control millions of women's bodies? I mean, why would you do that? You putting a lock on their private parts because your beliefs. Anyway, right? Cruiser isn't a bag. No, Cruiser ain't got a bag, honey. She's already been on about 8 trips this year. It's always best to just tell the truth, honey. One lie begets another lie, and they're so bold to just come up there when it's obvious that they're lying right through their mouth, just like with Donald Trump. Whatever he says, why watch it? I mean, what's the point? It's gonna be a lie, right? They try to fact check him. He lies so much they can't even fact check him live. They can't move the screen that fast. It's pitiful. And I think his day is coming. His humiliation is coming. But rest assured, people, when he loses, and he will lose this year, he's going to come up with some excuse. He's already trying to lay the ground that they cheated. No, why are they cheating? They're out here breaking their neck. They're in 2 and 3 cities a day. They have got hundreds of thousands of people watching them. You say, oh no, that's all generated. Even though the crowd has got cell phones out, they're all filming. I mean, there's pictures of the crowds all over the goddamn world. How would you lie about that? Child, we sitting there looking at it. But that's not above Donald Trump. Like he had that Spitzer freak come out there and lie to those people. Oh, his crowds were much big. I'm talking about Obama. His crowds were much bigger. They adjusted the child. We sit up here looking at screens side by side. You barely making half, and don't even touch Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech. I don't know why you even came up with that idea. Are you trying to relate to the black people? Are you still going to give us the black jobs? Goonies is here. Hi, soul sister number. This is me. Soul sister number one show. Moderator. That's a good down payment. 25,000. Yeah, in most places. And so enough help. You throw in maybe 10 with it and whatever. You can get a whole HUD loan. You only need 3%, but what's a regular loan? 8%, 9%. Yeah, you can get a house with that. At least she understands the problem, honey. The whole country is screaming about the rent is too damn high. And the mortgage is higher than that. It's getting harder and harder to buy a home. Now, for people like me, buying a home, that's just something that you would want for your own ego or whatever. But there are people who the majority of people have families. They don't just want a house. They need a house in order to raise a family. And it's nearly impossible. So I think she's on the right track. Got to reglue my grills in. What Goonie saying? Sister, am I able to use my premium YouTube account yet? I don't know, Goonie. Oh, you want to get unblocked somewhere? You email your email, okay. Your channel name to Timothy. Email your channel name. I need his channel name. You have my address. I think it's in my. I ain't got no problem putting it in here if you need it. Please drop your email in the chat. Okay. Email. At I know some of y'all thinking, how in the hell does that boy write books? Typing with one finger. It works, baby. All dyslexia means is you got to have more time. So when you're in school and you have dyslexia, it is a problem because usually you have to hand in tests or you have to be able to follow in real time, correct? But writing is totally different. You just do that when you want to. So it don't get in the way. Orange face is just speaking his insecurities. And he really thinks he's impressing somebody by standing in front of all his golf courses and so forth. Like we will say, oh, look at how rich Donald Trump. Look at how rich Donald Trump. He's going to make us all wealthy. We're going to all be, child, ain't nobody going to be rich but the ones who are already rich. Okay? That's who he's pandering to. He's using y'all poor white people. I shouldn't say white people so much, but it is all white people. Anyway, he's using y'all. But he don't give a fuck about y'all. That's why he didn't come up with the idea of tackling mortgages and rents and the price of food. He's trying to pretend that he's concerned with the price of food. Yesterday, he came out of that goddamn golf course and he put out boxes of Cheerios. It reminds me of when he went to, I think it was Haiti, and the people had just suffered a major storm or major hurricane or whatever it was, and he brought out rolls of paper towels. Now, if your house has just been wiped off the mountain, if you are living in the street, if you don't even have food to feed your children, what the good is a paper towel going to do you? he was just throwing out the paper towel. Look at me. I'm throwing out paper towel. Nigga, throw out some $100 bills. Okay. It's the same thing. He had packages of meat. He trying to give his supposed to be at his press conference. I don't know why you need a press conference. You're supposed to be running for president. Correct? Usually a press conference is after some crime or something has happened and the news is reporting on what the hell happened. That's the only way you campaigning. That's the only energy you have, Donald Trump. You're slurring your words, right? All the things you accuse Biden of, we're seeing the same effects in you, right? Because you are fastly approaching the very same age he is. I don't know why you think you are superior and entitled, but the same thing happened to Biden. It's going to happen to you, and it's going to start happening right now, right? There are people who are still young at 78, correct? And there are people who are in your condition where they can't trust you to get out there on the campaign trail. You probably don't even have the energy to get on the campaign trail, correct? So I'm pretty sure this is a loss. He's trying to set Kamala up and claim that she's cheating, although we all know she's not cheating. But he's going to tie up the goddamn airwaves again for another 2 years, and he's going to have another 66 court cases claiming that the people were unfair. And even before he started running for president, Donald Trump come out there and they said, will you accept the results of a fair election? Oh, if it's fair, if it's fair. And so then when the whole goddamn world tells him it is fair, even your Republican colleagues tell you it is a fair election, it is a fair election. No, you want to go and insist that Pence lies and makes you president again? How could you even think of something like that? Insurrection on the White House, that's underplayed. They should have been put your ass in prison. There needs to be an example made, right? We don't have a president who lies 1,500 times while he's in office, 1,700 since he left office. He can't even do a goddamn new what's he called? What he's calling a press conference. He can't even do that without lying 112 times. And that's who made the president, a goddamn reality star. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You want to get back on track, or Goonies? You stop misbehaving. What's wrong with you, Goonies? Sometimes you're nice, sometimes you're not. It was Puerto Rico, not Haiti. Okay, I'm sorry, Goonies. Damn. Calm down, hun. Just like Donald Trump is 78, hell, I'm 66. You gotta make allowances at it. But I'm not trying to run for president and trying to make decisions about wars and nuclear weapons and shit. That was reported here in Vegas. What? Tim, it was reported here in Florida that Trump early voted. He was against early voting. Now he's early voting. Child, please. Baby, he knows that them old Republicans are going to show up. So, and he knows more Democrats will use, because they're more sophisticated, use early voting. So he don't want them to votes to count. So now he does want the votes to count. Ain't that something, Elaine? Nothing he says means nothing except for getting him in office. I don't even understand why he wants to be in office. It's just an ego thing with him. He done got all the toys. Starting from the day he was born, he was spoiled. His daddy gave him all the toys, right? They went to school. He got out of school. He gave millions of dollars to build businesses, to wreck them and build businesses. He's always had everything handed to him. So what's left? What's on the bucket list? I want to be the president. Okay. You were humiliated because you were a terrible president. And Joe Biden, the one you say is so old and decrepit, whipped your ass. Correct? And that stands in history. Joe Biden still whipped your ass. And you did not whip him back. The only problem with Joe Biden was he was too old to run. And he came to accept that, okay, this is the reality. God's in charge of this shit. He wants us to live a certain amount of years, honey. And we don't have the same abilities that we had in our 40s, 50s, and even 60s. Correct? Your day done come. You'll be humiliated. Maybe go to jail. They need to throw your ass in jail, Trump. I know this country where they're cowards, right? Oh, it's never been done in history. We never put an ex-president in jail before. Is he guilty or not? If he has 34 felonies, how in the hell does he go to prison? I only had one felony. I had one felony. They sent me to prison for 3 years on the first felony. Let me see. I had several misdemeanors. Eventually, they turned it into a felony. Soon as it turns into a felony, they threw my ass in prison. How in the hell can he have 34? Plus all the civil shit he got going on. And the millions and millions and millions of dollars that he owes, that the Supreme Court is trying to tear apart. So he don't owe nobody nothing, and he don't go to jail. What else? How much more does America have to kiss Donald Trump's ass? When did you get your first Mercedes-Benz, Donald Trump? Was that when you're 16? Was it your first car, Donald Trump? We've all seen the movies, baby. We know what spoiled brats are, correct? Your own damn family don't like you. Nobody likes or wants you. Your children only like you out of obligation. They know you're crazy and full of shit and a selfish pig. Your children know that. But because you're their father, they owe you their devotion. If it weren't for that, they wouldn't like you either. You're still self-absorbed, too greedy, such a liar, such a thief. You're such a horrible person, Donald Trump. And I love it when now we're seeing all these Republicans who said they voted for you in 2016 and refused to vote for you again. They didn't, remember now, they didn't vote for you last election, correct? They voted for Biden. Now they're telling you again, since you can't accept reality, no, we're not going to vote for you again, Donald Trump. So now how are you going to try to tie the courts up and waste all of our time? You drug the courts through 66 cases, all with the same result, that the election was fair and honest. 66 times you wasted our time because you a fucking brat. Can't accept defeat. Lord knows what Fred did to you to make you so scared of being defeated. Somehow or other, it was unacceptable. But you have to realize you're an old turd. You're an old turd, Donald Trump. You can't be as evil and active as you were. If you could, you'd be out there on the campaign trail. Spare the rod and spoil the child. Yes, he was a spoiled brat. Anytime your own damn family don't like you, child. Oh, the ones who won't speak in his family is because they got nothing good to say, honey. He's told them, well, don't say anything. It's better to not say anything than to get trapped up by these commentators, right? But two have stepped forward. Mary's doing a good job of telling us about the real Donald Trump. And now I guess the nephew has also come out with a publication, a book about the real Donald Trump. See, they know him. They know him from way back in the schoolyard, right? They know all the cheating, all the lying, all the taking advantage of women, right? They know about that, honey. Then you're going to sit up here and rape women, disrespect them. The thing you said when you came out on that Access Hollywood tape, when you said you grab women by the pussy, and because you can, because you're a celebrity and they'll let you do it, then you were convicted of doing that very thing, girl. It's the very same thing you said you would do on a regular basis. And they respect that. That's pitiful. This country's in bad shape. Bad. Hello? Hey, you keep catching me online. I'll be off in a few minutes. I'll call you right back. All right, 11. My wonderful nephew. I don't think my fear of flying will let that happen. Uncle Tim is definitely not flying back to Georgia. Flying back to Georgia? Lord have mercy. I'm trying to get an account off the hidden block list. Be quiet, ding dong. Okay. He came to a good end. Okay. I love it, Uncle Tim. Girl. Yeah, we say girl a lot, honey. Wow. Beautiful smile. Thank you, soul sister. Y'all being nice and sweet and good today. Somebody told me to put, I don't know why I can't just see. Anyway, there's the scar, right, from the surgery. It's already starting to look better. But somebody told me, and I like a fool wouldn't listen to them, to put vitamin E oil on it for the healing. I know when I had the cancer, I put vitamin E oil on the scar so it'd heal better, right? But the nurse came today. A nurse is coming once a week. They said, no, don't put anything on it. The oil it actually does bad to put oil on it, right? And so I was when I tried to take the oil off with the cloth, because this was a registered nurse, this long thing came out of the wound. So I guess I wasn't supposed to put oil on it. I think that's it's called dissolvable suture. It comes off naturally anyway. So I had to wipe it off. So in a couple of weeks, I'll go back to putting vitamin E, but you can't, you're not supposed to do it initially. I got the hotline. What's the hotline, baby? You have to put on the old school cocoa butter. Ooh, it's better for black people. Cocoa butter that will make you heal. Well, vitamin E oil does that too. So we'll see. But for right now, I'm supposed to do nothing. I am starting to feel the nausea though from that damn oxycodone. I don't know why they say people get so hooked on this opioids. It's never had an effect on me, right? But now I can see when I stopped taking it. Now I'm taking it once. I was taking it every 4 hours when I get out of surgery. Now I'm taking it once a day, and it's still making me nauseous, right? So I guess it's a real thing. If you let yourself get all the way off of it, you feel some pain. Anyway, so I'm coming off of that. I'm down to once a day, just in the morning, because morning, your body, as you get older, you'll notice you have more sounds, right? I'm in the love. Call me and Gur. Well, the gays always call me and Gur. Some of them are sensitive. They say, "Don't call me no girl. Don't call me." But if they're really friends, you're real friends. In the gay world, everybody's a girl. Girls and Miss Things. Now, I even have made the mistake occasionally when I'm talking fast, and I done call some straight man Gur. Whoa, come on, dog! Don't play me like that, dog. I'm sorry. You're not a Gur. Who flying back to Georgia? Oh, that's right. I did fly to Georgia, though. I love your city. I thought Atlanta was beautiful. I said, oh, I see what all this talk is about. Everything's so new and nice. And I went into the stylist there. We had to kill some time at his apartment. He had a gorgeous apartment in a high rise, huh? Better than this one. And for less money, quite a bit less money. So, yeah, we ain't mad at Atlanta. I'll go back, but if I go back there again, it will be for my own pleasure, not for no show. Because when you go for the show, or any other kind of business, a convention or whatever, our churches had conventions there. But those things, you're at the airport and then you're at the convention and then thing is done, and then you're back at the airport. You're not really seeing the city. So I really have not actually seen Atlanta, Georgia. I've seen the beautiful homes and so forth. when you're here, you're used to all these houses that are connecting. They're all smashed in together and so forth. There, they got all this land and stuff. So I was impressed. If I had a family, I probably would move to somewhere like Atlanta or somewhere cheaper. There are places where you can still buy a house. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just so much when you're watching this politics stuff. You got to pick out a few favorites because there's so much. He makes the news every 15 minutes. Who are the ones I'm watching now? One is called The Midas Touch. I like that guy's rap, right? He's good. There's another one called Michael. Is it Michael Cohen? Michael Cohen has a channel. But the other guy I'm thinking about is, I forget his name. Another Michael. The kind of Spanish looking guy with the tight suits. I like his commentary. And then you MSNBC, and I'm done, honey. Because there's so much. Everybody's talking about it. That helps him in a way he can sit on his fat ass and not do anything. How can you be this far into the election? Damn, it's less than 3 months, and you still haven't got off your fat ass to do the campaign. You come out on your front porch and what you call a press conference. You call it a press conference. I still don't know why you call it that, child. There ain't no press. That's just you campaigning. Timothy, if you rent a car and go across country to see America, no, I hate car riding. I don't like it. As a matter of fact, I had cars in Los Angeles when I lived there. In LA, you almost have to have a car. Everything is so spread out, and the traffic is so slow. But since I got to San Francisco, I haven't driven a car in 32 years. I don't even have a driver's license. I have a California ID. It's all because I don't need a driver's license. I don't drive cars. Now, it would be reasonable for me to get a license just in case I want to use one of these car share things. But I can do just as much with taking a cab. And this happens to a lot of people in San Francisco. In this city, it is not unusual at all to run across people who've never driven a car if they were raised here. I live in a very walkable neighborhood. Matter of fact, I live almost dead center in San Francisco. Everything is right outside the door. Don Lemon Show. Sometimes I like Don Lemon Show. I had fallen off from I used to watch him every night when he was on CNN for many years, but I had fallen off. I don't know what he did or what it was, but he seems to be doing okay with his new YouTube channel. Now, this YouTube is something else because we have these superstars, these commentators who are walking away from multi-million-dollar contracts, and they're doing the same thing we're doing, except for when they click on, they instantly get 100,000, 200,000 next day, 300,000, whatever. So the big wigs and those little pigeons are on the same program. I think it's great. And I don't believe that they're gonna let the big wigs take over the internet, or it'll just become just like television. People are watching less and less television and more of this. You can be as big or little as you choose to be. So no, I don't watch Don Lemon because he's black. I like Lester Holt. I think Lester Holt is more reliable, straight news. And it's not because he's black. I think it's because he does a great job. Mm-hmm. If Uncle Tim came to Georgia, I would take him to all the park events that we have that are nationally renowned. Yeah, y'all got some parks that's really nationally renowned in certain communities, Goonies. That's the one I want to see, honey. What do you call it? What's the one that what's that boy's name? What? Oh shit. Walter Lee Hampton. He always talking about they in the bushes. They in the bushes going to sex parties. Nasty. They're dirty. Midas Touch post too many videos. Well, you ain't got to watch all of them, Goonies. Yeah, some people like Don Lemon. He's gotten comfortable on his show. This is the new way to do it, honey. I mean, we don't know that he's making less money. These ones who have sponsors, they can do pretty good on YouTube. I mean, he's already, he's known internationally. He sure is aging well, isn't he? I think he's 60. I think he's about 60 years old, ain't he? He's a good looking guy. I loved it when they were all coming out of the closet, though, because they're gay people behind the scenes in so many things. Well, they're not behind the scenes, but you know what I mean. In the closet, or won't discuss their identity. So I think it's great. Many times, a lot of those newscasters and so forth, most of the best ones are not on there for their lifetime. I used to love Chris Matthews. He's gone. Larry King, he's gone. He kind of aged out, Hopefully they stack their money because their contracts are in the millions. Oh, God, help. Wait a minute. What happened now? Love God? Oh, God, help. I've been stranded with my daughter for hours. I have no one. I lost my family and I just lost my mom. I called police and walked to gas station. No one will help. Please help us get gas. Oh, baby. Damn. Please hear me. All right, honey. I need your help. All right, love God. The people hear you. If y'all want to, sometimes people scam to get money. Love God, but we're gonna step out on faith, okay? And if you want to, go ahead and put okay, you got it up there. Okay, so Love God said he's in a terrible situation and he's asking for help to get gas. So that's not a whole lot of money. If somebody wants to bless him, then do it, right? It's just your desire to help is what counts. There goes my guy. Oh, Lord have mercy. Wait a minute, screen. Hold on. I got to turn that belt off because I'm old and I get distracted very easily. I don't know why I keep making videos at this time, or I don't remember to unplug the machine. Okay, baby. All right. Look at that slim body, people. Y'all remember y'all used to call me Fat Albert? Hey, Fat Albert. Hey, Fat Albert. I promise you I'm not holding anything in. You see that? It's almost nothing there, baby. Mm-hmm. I didn't even check my weight this week, but I'm definitely down 30 pounds. Oh, Ozempic, it's working. Pretty things offer up prayer. That's right. Send out good vibes to you. I mean, we never know. We never know when people are really in crisis. I don't know. I just give when I want to give. If I feel like giving, I'll do it. Mm-hmm. Call Highway Patrol. They bring gas to you. Okay, well, that's a good idea. Call Highway Patrol. They bring gas to you if you're stranded. You're stranded and everybody died at the same time? I don't want to put no smart mouth on you, bro. What you say, $12? All we need is like $12 to wait a minute. Family, I have done everything I can do and no one will help us. All we need is like $12 to make it home. I'm praying for a miracle right now. You don't need a miracle for $12, brother. Did anybody send you the money? Let me send this dude $12. Hold on. Mm-hmm. No, where'd I go? No, I'm not falling for those scams and nothing like that. I just feel like doing it. Okay, love. Where's your Cash App? He has it in here. Scamming got Cash Apps. Well, it does sound like you got a lot going on, but if you're only asking for $12, did anybody send him 12? Just say put a Y in there if you gave him $12. So he won't end up with $212. Whatever. I don't think I even have to get involved in that. I'm sure you got $12. But we've never seen you around here before, love God. That's all. Mm-hmm. You called them hours ago. Mm-hmm. He didn't put his Cash App up. You better put it up again. He put it up. It's in there somewhere. You better put it up again, brother. But you understand, love God, when people are suspicious, because anybody can come on here and say, "Oh, I just crashed my leg in a motorcycle accident. I'm stranded on the freeway," and scam artists would do that as well, particularly when we're not familiar with you. Now, if Goonies needed 12, we wouldn't even hesitate, right? Because we know who he is. No Cash App dropped. Now, who is Salt? How you know no Cash App was dropped? Oh, so they're asking you, who was the love God? They said you got to put your Cash App. That's the main thing, brother. We know you put it up there earlier, but people are not seeing it. Okay. And the honorable thing to do is when you get enough money to make it home, and so then just tell them, I got it. That's the honorable thing to do. Don't be like Jay Wilson and put up a plea for $1,200 and then go ahead and get $2,200, right? Just keep it running. Keep the Cash App running. Don't do that. Okay, Tim, that channel just started in July this year and is soliciting for money on his page. Right. Oh, I see, Elaine. I mean, you gotta wonder. It just came out of nowhere. So you can have $12, but don't be over here ripping people off, honey. Don't try to get 20 people to send you $12. Mm-hmm. So I know you got $12 by now, so let's stop asking for money. Okay? I'm the one supposed to be asking for cash, and I ain't. Wasn't that nice of Cruiser? Cruiser said, "Baby, I'm not going. I didn't. You guys didn't send me no money, so I was asking you to send me to Vegas. If you ain't gonna send me, I'm not gonna come out of my pocket for it. She didn't come on here. Oh, my grandma broke her big toe. Oh, I can't go. I'm canceling. I'm sending back money. I'm sending back all this money. All this money. Please, if Jay Wilson got his hands on any real money, honey, you think he's sending it back? Okay, now what's wrong with Sam? Sam back. Sam, I am. I will not eat your green eggs and ham because I'm not a Kamala supporter. Because I'm not a Kamala supporter. That's right. That's right, brother. We're black people over here, and we want Kamala Harris to win. So this time, I'm gonna get your ass. Go over there with Donald Trump has got plenty of people, plenty of Republicans. Let me see. I'm gonna remove you. Go over there and talk that bullshit. You don't want the first black woman to be president of the United States when everything is lined up for that position? When have we ever had a woman vice president? When have we ever had a black woman vice president? It's not going to happen every year, honey. It might be another 100 years before she's positioned where she can actually run seriously as the next president. So if you over here talking that kind of shit, you're in the wrong place. Sorry, bro. Maybe we agree on other things, but not this. You're going to have to red ball PDP. She needs to win so America can win. Absolutely. She's working her ass off. I said, damn, they just do one what do you call them? Gathering, then they get on the plane and go to another place doing 2 and 3 places in one day. She should be awarded presidency just for that. Damn. Trump ain't got off his ass yet. He just sits and plays golf and runs for president. How can you run for president if you're out there playing golf? Oh, I'm gonna go outside and give a press conference today. I'm gonna do it from my front porch. Ain't this a bitch? And you just automatically be the president? You would vote for Jay Wilson and Roach before dump. I don't know how they do it, but they're falling off. You know, America, we're basically good people. I mean, I think they voted on their prejudices and so forth, but that don't mean they're all bad people, right? We basically want this country to survive, to thrive. And if they're going to make a choice based on that, they're going to vote for the rightful president, Kamala Harris. Not just to feed Donald Trump's ego. Trump, just say Trump. I got a Trump hat. Oh, now you got a new, now you got the white version hat. That'll only cost you $100. Baseball hat. Baseball hat costs you $15 in the store. Correct? That means it costs about $2 to make. They sell it $15. His is $100, $500, and $1,000 to have the honor of wearing Donald Trump's name across your fucking forehead. Everything for $1. Yet he won't rise up off his fat ass and go out and campaign. He feel like he ain't got a campaign. He said, I can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and they'll still vote for me, the stupid motherfuckers. What happened, Jay Wilson dog? What happened to his dog? Oh, he didn't starve the dog to death, did he? He used to come on and brag about he didn't want no dog. I said, Jay Wilson, you at least have a dog in the house. What are you in there just rocking around by yourself, girl? You walk around naked, jacking off or something. What the hell you need this house for? Get a dog. And then he said, oh, I don't want no dog getting hair all over things. Getting hair all over. Next thing you know, he got a dog. Well, Mark loves dogs. Oh, we always had dogs. Our whole life we had. I said, I thought you said last week that you didn't want no dog around the house, child. Which is it, Jay Wilson? Was that a last-ditch effort to hold on to Marcus? Right? Because in your 55 years, this is the closest you've ever come to actually having a relationship? Right? Were you that desperate, Jay Wilson? You said the man was on the verge of proposing to you. Gay marriage is legal for what, 10 years now? You said that he was on the verge of proposing to you. You even brought us the ring to show us. And then what happened? Not a mention of the marriage, of the ring, or the engagement, or he's moving in with you, or you moving in with him. There's been no movement, Jay Wilson. The only thing you have in common is the dog. If he didn't have to pick the dog up, he probably wouldn't even visit your ass. He don't talk about it anymore. I was asking. He don't talk about the dog anymore? I hope he hasn't hurt that dog. Hurt that dog, starved him to death. Oh, it's a racing dog. I only paid $200 for this dog. No, I only paid $25 for this dog. I only paid $25 for the dog. I went to the show and they sell a dog for $25. So the condition of your love is the price of the dog? Because he was $25, that's why you adopted him, Jay Wilson? What happens when the dog gets sick? Because they are just like people. After a certain age, they have health issues, Jay Wilson. Since you're such a tight ass and you walk a tightrope with your finances, what are you going to do when your dog gets sick? I made major sacrifices for my dogs, my animals. They're part of my family. What about you, Jay Wilson? Lester Holt has 2 handsome sons, Cameron and Stephen. Yeah, I bet so. He's a good looking man, honey. Mm-hmm. Where is Lyric? Asking girl. What did you do with him? Lyric, raise a paw if you're in trouble. Raise a paw. Just raise one paw, and we'll get him over there. Stupid ass fool. He got the dog because Mark wanted the dog. YSAP. His name YSAP. Is that the name for Donald Trump now? Stephen is one on the news, Chicago. Okay. Stephen is one of the news in Chicago. Oh, he's in the same business. And that somehow people, sons follow their fathers into whatever business very often. You know, a lot of time preachers, their sons become preachers, you know, real estate people, in our industry, basically. Usually there's one, at least in the family. They have more than one son who are following the daddy's footsteps. And sometimes the women, more so now, women can do anything, honey. We're seeing that with Kamala. They can do anything, baby. They can bring home the bacon, stir it up in a pan, and never let him forget that he's a man. Lester Holt is 65. He looks good for 65. He's a serious man, right? When you're watching Lester, it's not like I think of Don Lemon as more of a commentator. That's why he got in trouble with CNN, because of some of his opinions. They do commentary. Lester Holt gives you the straight news. Mm-hmm. Lyric was in the Volvo when the repo man snatched it. Child, if the repo comes to get that goddamn Volvo from Jay Wilson, right? He would never tell anybody, child. He just stopped talking about the Volvo. Just like that damn house. Jay Wilson gonna leave YouTube because he's gonna be so humiliated when he lose that damn house, right? He always talking about, oh, I've been in my house 7 years. I've been in my house 7 years. Then 2 weeks later, I've been in my house 10 years. I've been in my house 10 years. Jay Wilson, in the big picture, 7 years is not very long to be in a house, honey. You're still paying off the goddamn interest. But even 10 years is not very long. You can still lose a house in 10 years, honey. Ask all the people who lost their houses back in was it 08? You're struggling, Jay Wilson, right? And you're struggling for the wrong thing, honey. You're missing your life because you're house poor. How many times we got to tell you? Your house poor constricts your life. Everything that you do, every time you up at 4:30 in the morning, he riding around in the dark now, child, going to the airport to pick people up. You're restricting your life. You could be out having a fun. Maybe you can actually meet a real lover if you were out in the world, Jay Wilson. But no, every penny you can scratch together, every video you can make, every cab ride you can drive, every time you deliver milk, everything that you do is all tied into trying to hold on to this unnecessary house. Correct? As I've said to you many times, if you were raising a family, if you had a real partner, if there was some reason for you to have a house, I would not be so critical, right? But for you, it's just a status symbol. And it comes down to what? We can all say it together. That goddamn trailer. They call them house poor, child. Jay Wilson set up in that nasty trailer, child, with all them people. I ain't gonna call them niggas today, but all them people in that damn trailer. He said, oh, my brother left. My brother, well, child, even if you only 7, 8 of you left in the trailer, that's a lot of people in a single wide, baby. I'm sorry. So you were warped and damaged in there. You were traumatized by laying on that floor under all. You got 5 people in a bedroom. How many bedrooms could you have in a single wide trailer? And you got warped, and all you ever dreamed about was this goddamn house, right? So if that is your ambition in life, that is your goal in life, that's what's important to you, Jay Wilson, Please be aware that that is your dream, right? Don't dream it. Be it. That was your goal. That's got nothing to do with anybody else, girl. So for you trying to find out who's in the 1 bedroom, who's in the 2 bedroom, and what you call that apartment, they living on the government, whatever they living on, nigga, they're taking care of their business, girl. And we don't all have the same dreams, Miss Thing. Some people want to fly in airplanes, nigga. I can't afford the upkeep on a house. Everything goes into the damn house, child. You see, half the time he turns half the lights off, child, because he can't afford the light bill. Then it gets hot there. You got to run the damn air conditioner. Can you imagine trying to air condition a whole goddamn house with central air? Right? He's got to be $100, $200, $300 in just the goddamn air conditioner. Then in tan and tone, when it turns and gets cold, child. Right? Then you got the heat bill, right? Lord have mercy. And we ain't even going to talk about that HOA. I've been so tempted. I said, no, Timothy, you have promoted yourself as a person who does not dox. So I'm not going to go and find out how far behind he is in that HOA. But I know it's got to be an horrendous situation. Anytime the bank got to step in and put payments on the back, that's not his, that's theirs. Put payments on the back, and you know it is dire. That's why he's up 4:30 in the morning, all the way until bedtime. And what does he get out of all that? Nothing. Nothing at all. Just making that payment. Right, Jay Wilson? You better vote for Kamala, child. You need help. Rescue me. Hey, take me in your arms, cause I need to pay these bills. Mm-mm. That fool ain't paying his HOA fee. Still ain't paying him, girl. I don't think they're going to accept whatever he pays them. They're going to add that to what he owes them. They don't take off what he owes. The payment goes up every month. I guess that's what he don't understand, honey. Bills come every month. You can't have a good month. You remember when y'all was giving him all that money? And he was bleeding people for everything he could get from them, child. He had a different story every week about ways people were supposed to give him money. Correct? Then he bragged about how much money he got and all that old shit, child. Even then, he fell behind in the mortgage. You can only imagine what's going on now when people are not cash apping. I mean, they're just not. I'm sorry. I think if they were going to do it for him, they'd certainly do it for me. And I just know that they're not doing it like that anymore, baby. Things change. On the internet, things are constantly changing. Right? Maybe YouTube will come up with some other scam. they fucked up the goddamn super chat by getting so greedy. He sang a song about liens, and the whole time his house has liens. He always talking about Section 8, child, and a HUD loan is Section 8. There's Section 8 on a mortgage, child. That's all it is, child. All he got to come up with is 30%. I mean, all he has to come up with is 33% is how does it work? Wait a minute. His mortgage is never to exceed 30% of his income. Now, y'all know good and damn well he is not reporting YouTube money. He's not recording Cash App money. He's not recording driving the car. He ain't counting all this little shit he does, child. It changes every week. He ain't got no steady income, hell. But he can't keep up even with that. So you know what he's getting now. Look like the last few days he done backed off. He said, "Oh, I don't know why I'm coming on. Maybe I shouldn't come on no more." You have to come on because you based your entire life on people giving you money, getting a coin from it. I'm getting a coin from it. I'm getting my commercial. I'm getting my. But girl, you based it all on that. You said that the only reason you were here is to get our money. Correct, Jay Wilson? So what happens when they don't give you any money? I'll let you chew on that. Thank y'all for coming in on today. I'm going to go take my child out and call my nephew back. Talk about some damn HOA. Lord, goodbye, people.